Alright, right now it is 5:42 a.m. Today I'm going to take you through my training day again, see how we're checking in on week 3 of prep out of 16. And yep, let's get it. Something else that's kind of been on my mind recently, that I've been doing every day for the past at least year and a half or 2 years, just getting the word every morning. I like that saying, like, in order to win the day, you gotta win the morning. And by winning the morning, you give them the word, because by getting the word first thing when you wake up, it sets your mind on things of the Lord, not things of the earth. And so, like today, I read the parable of the weeds from Matthew 13 verses 24 through 30, and the Lord Jesus was talking about people and a field of seeds and a farmer who spread them out and let them grow, but then at night some of his enemies came and put some weeds up there, and then by the morning when they grew, it wasn't a good sight. So his servants came up to him and asked, why would you let the weeds grow here? He said, it's not me from enemies. He's like, well, do we take the weeds out? He says, no, let the seeds keep growing. But then when the day comes, let's gather everything together. We're gonna collect all the harvest on one side and burn all the weeds on the other. And so that's kind of the same, at least in our world, how we grew up in a world with both good and evil. I was writing down that both good and evil will coexist together to the end of time until God separates them, kind of like get it with the wheat and the weeds. This also allows us to grow, transform, even in the midst of evil, which shows our true character and turn to the Lord. So, moral of the story is, get in the Word in the morning, first thing, and you're gonna be glad you did it. You're gonna set your mind on things of the Spirit, not on things of the world, and you're gonna win the day by 1 in the morning. There we go. All right, let's go run some miles. All right, post run, having 5 eggs, turkey and cheese on top, and of course some sourdough in the toaster, and then we're gonna go over how that run just went. All right, so the run went well. We did a little over 4 miles, easy pace. Definitely some elevation though. We did it in a place where there's a lot of hills. So I'm trying to do a lot of my easy runs in hills, so it kind of builds my endurance over the long period versus just keeping it flat, because I don't know how Tulsa's gonna be. But anyways, it went well. Averaged like a 9:03 pace. The average heart rate of 151, which was about, I think, 3 or 4 beats lower than it was a few weeks ago, which is awesome. So we're gonna keep doing that. Hopefully the goal eventually in the next month or so is that goes from like the low 150s to like the mid 140s. So really keeping it zone 2. But anyways, after we finished that, got back, showered, made breakfast, got 5 eggs, sourdough, turkey, cheese, banana, and some cold coffee that I have made up in the past. So gonna eat and do it, have a good time, and let's see you later. I got a push session I'll take y'all to, and then as well I'll talk tonight later about being consistent and why you should be. All right, it's lunchtime, so we got about a little over half a pound of ground beef, made little sliders. Got some rice and veggies in there, some cheese on top. I'm gonna have some lunch and fuel up before we're gonna hit the range, and we're also going to hit a push session after. So yeah.
I know she lying, she thought she could trick me. Hold on, go about your business. I make a meal, they gon' say that they miss me. Remember the times that they came and they dissed me. Grandmas and aunties, they run up to kiss me. I'm about respect, we gon' address the issue. Reppin' the coast, so I know all the fishes. My baby country, but she from the city. She handle business, she far from Sadiddy. Hold on, come through, I'm grooving, I'm moving like Diddy. Giving out game in exchange for some biscuits. I don't fake girls, I'ma leave with a missing. You ain't gotta like it, but but you gonna feel me. Shout out my Scotty, he known for the pippin'. Coming like Kobe, got snakes on my feet. Dunking like NJ, my dog, my apprentice. Boy, why you stunning? We know that it's rented. Clean up a hoop, then make sure it's tinted. Might double back, but I can't double dip it. Made it with scraps, we ain't have nothing exquisite. Folding my socks and my shoes, I admit it. Boy, watch your mouth, know my grandma a dentist.
All right, lift went well. Did incline bench, did pec flies with dumbbells, did weighted dips, did easy bar push downs, and then did single arm rope push downs. So I'll put the stats there. Went good. Got footage of some stuff. Didn't want to get in the people's way, so I only got footage of 2 things. But now we're gonna go back, have some dinner, and talk about tonight. All right, it is now 7:15 p.m. Had dinner with the family, floor below, and yeah, it was really good. Today was a really good day. You know, we woke up, got the run in, got the carbs in, fueled right, and had a good workout. And then, you know, had other stuff during the day, catching up on some work, and of course, then we had our second lift or second training session of the day, which was the push day. Push days went well today, got the work in. The biggest thing I would say about this whole thing is just being consistent and being dialed. You know, I was thinking about this the other day how much progress I've made just from both running, but mostly just from lifting. You know, back in after I broke my thumb, and then in the middle of June when I first started lifting again after a month break, I could barely bench 135 on an incline for 4 reps, maybe 5 reps. And now 2 months later, I'm benching 145 for 8. So just progress, but that's showing up every day and being consistent. Consistency is the key. It also leads to the best version of yourself. You know, the man who shows up to the workout early in the morning is going to be always better than the man who's on the couch still sleeping from the night before. A quote that I've been thinking of recently a lot is, I think it was Luke Hopkins who said this or something like that, but it's on you to get you where you want to be. Nobody's gonna run for you, lift for you, run the business, do the marathon, run your family life, but you. In order to achieve those things, it's all on you. You know, you can say, yeah, I'm gonna go run a marathon. Yeah, I'm gonna go start my business. But until you end up setting the alarm early in the morning or getting up and getting after it during the day and setting time aside to do that, you're just gonna stay where you are. And so that's kind of my little message tonight about being consistent. You know, especially I can tell training even just for the past 3 weeks, week 3 of prep, how my heart rate has slowly gotten lower with a similar pace. Like in the past, like first week of training, I did like a 9-minute pace. I probably average around a 155, 156 heart rate. Now 3 weeks in, I'm averaging, you know, probably around 150, 151, dropping 4 or 5 beats, which is great. I can also tell that, especially on my tempo sessions that I've done so far, they're definitely harder, but I'm staying in zone 2, or especially I'm in zone 1 to start out for an extra minute or 2, which is great. And especially the biggest thing also I've noticed is that as soon as I hit those faster paces, or whenever I start moving the pace up or immediately dropping, is that like I don't hit threshold immediately. Like now it's actually building time to get to that 165 plus 170 heart rate versus, you know, in the past where I would run for a quick mile, do my tempo sessions, and then next thing you know, 5 minutes into it, I'd be at 170 heart rate. That's just not the case anymore, especially on my tempo session 2 days ago. I did easy mile, fast, easy mile, fast, easy. And first mile, ran about a 9-minute mile, pretty easy, average like a 135 heart rate just because I was in zone 1 to start. And then I ran an 825 mile and I averaged about a 148, 150 heart rate. But the biggest thing though is I went back and I actually stayed at 150 during my slow mile. Then I went back up, ran another 825 mile. Heart rate went to probably about like 155, 160. But the thing is, it didn't keep going up. It just stayed or went down and stayed around 155 when I ran that last 8:45, 8:50 mile, which is huge. And so training's going well. You know, we're slowly adding miles. You know, I think this week we're gonna run 28 to 29 miles, so a little more than a marathon. First week of prep, we ran 23. Second week, we ran 26. This week, we're running 28, 29. So we're slowly gonna build up till we get to around 40 miles. And then we're gonna hopefully maintain that as well. We'll get more to that when we actually get into that phase. But, you know, we still got another probably 2 weeks of, I call phase one, or base building phase, which we're in right now, which is slowly adding miles, not doing too many tempo or track sessions, just make sure that I'm slowly increasing the distance, getting my aerobic fitness back up, because eventually, you know, hopefully the goal is like October wise, you know, these easy 4 mile runs are going to be easy 8 mile runs, and instead of from that 9-15 minute pace, it's going to be 8:30, 8:15 minute pace, so that by the time November comes around, November 23rd for Tulsa, we're gonna hit that line. We're gonna be fast. We're gonna be dialed, and we're gonna go sub 3:30. So yeah, that's kind of my message overall. Just stay consistent. You can be the best version of yourself, whether you're in business, marathon, your family life, whatever you want to do. Just be consistent. Don't rely on motivation or discipline, because that's gonna go up and up and down. But just being consistent is gonna get you so much farther than trying to rely on what's going to make you feel good in the moment. So on that note, I'm going to try to keep uploading maybe once every few weeks to, you know, stay consistent. And yeah, just keep going with this prep. You can see me on everything I do. And yeah, we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.